destiny is to make firm establish. So my guests and I bring you messages to establish what you need to know in the present. And also, I like working with angels and the calmness they bring. Now, in a moment, I will introduce you to my wonderful guest, Anne Iarchy. But before that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching the show live at a later date, as it means a lot to me to connect with like-minded women. Now, if you've never met before, then my name is Ray, and I love to help women to crossroads in their life, heal their past, create their future, and transform their present, so they can take charge of their destiny in the here and now. I am the founder of Radiant Angel Energy, and I use future life progression, past life regression, angelic Reiki, guided meditation, hypnosis, angel oracle cards to help women who feel lost get clear on their reason for being here. And I've also created a transformational journey to help you take charge of your destiny and a journey through lifetimes. And at the moment, up until the 2nd of December, all my services are half price, so do check it out. Now, each episode of the show will cover various themes of your journey, a mini guided meditation or angel card reading with the wisdom of my wonderful guests, like today's guest, Anne Iarchy, about the 5 simple steps to releasing the real you to become confident, happy, and fulfilled. Now, Anne helps professional and self-employed women gain energy, confidence, and self-esteem through weight loss and healthy lifestyle coaching. Clients can work with her either online or offline in North London. Now, Anne herself struggled with weight loss and confidence issues while she was working in the corporate world. Her own search for a weight loss solution that was compatible with a hectic lifestyle, as well as her 10 plus years of experience with clients, led her to develop a 5-step system to long-term results. She has outlined this system in her book, 5 Simple Steps to Releasing the Real You, How to Become Confident, Happy, and Fulfilled. With success stories such as, taking on Anne as a personal trainer has been the best thing I could ever have done. Sometimes we need help to kickstart our exercise habit, and Anne is my help. I can run again. I'm not as stiff anymore. And most of all, I look forward to exercise. Trust me, Anne is the best North London personal trainer because she is an expert, gets great results, has high integrity, great value, and very personable. And if you call her, don't let that soft voice fool you. She is a taskmaster and will challenge you to the max. So without further delay, hello, Anne, and welcome to the Angels of Destiny show. How are you today?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me, Ray.
You're welcome. So before we get into this fascinating conversation, I want to remind you that you can also ask questions, leave comments and thoughts, as both Anne and I want to be part of this conversation. So please do not be shy. So Anne, why don't you tell us more about yourself, your personal journey, and about the 5 simple steps we can take to release the real us?
So, as you mentioned, I used to struggle with my own weight while working in the corporate world. So, I used to travel a lot. I used to entertain a lot of clients. I used to be busy at work. I had a few things that I did besides work as well. And I had no idea how to combine a healthy lifestyle while being really busy. And everyone I spoke to, it was, well, or you're good or forget it. There's no way, there's nothing in the middle. And being good for them was, eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly, and that's about it. Now, with all, my travel and work, I really struggled. I had no idea how to combine all that together. And I got really frustrated. It eventually affected my confidence, my self-esteem, and I didn't like myself anymore, to be honest. I didn't like the person that I was, and I knew I could be someone else, or I could be myself, let's say that way. The real me inside me wanted to come out. I just didn't know how to. And I tried lots of different things myself, and then eventually I recycled myself, and I started off as a personal trainer. And quite quickly, I realized that exercise alone is not enough. If you want to really feel good, feel happy, and achieve the weight that you want to be at, exercise enough is not enough. So I added nutrition. And even then, I realized then that, actually, even for myself, I knew what I should be eating. And actually, growing up, I grew up eating very, very healthily. The fact that I was also a Haribo addict is another issue. But I knew what I should be eating. And most people know what they should be eating. The question is, why don't we do it? And that's where I think there's a big gap about going on a diet and starting to exercise, and the traditional way of saying, eat less, move more, and having a more holistic way of looking at your health and lifestyle in general. And mindset come into play, habits come into play, obviously nutrition and exercise, and then sleep and stress. If we don't think of our mindset, our habits, and sleep and stress as part of the equation, we're never going to achieve long-term results, and we're never going to be happy within ourselves because we know something is missing. So that's where, that after quite some years of working with my clients, I realized that it has to be bigger than that. We have to look at everything, and it is a journey. It is a journey that it's not just going on a diet for 3 months or going on a diet before going on holidays or before a wedding or whatever it is. It's something that we need to change, and that it becomes part of our lives. And it's quite scary at the beginning. When I realized it for myself, I was like, just a second, there's no way I can commit to doing certain things. And so I started looking at a different way. And I said, okay, so what can I commit to? What do I feel comfortable to take on right now? And then step by step, move to the next level. It is true that it means that quick results are a bit slower to get to. But at the same time, long term, the results are way more massive than someone that stops and starts every few months because they just don't know how to do it, and they're depriving themselves so much that they're hitting the wall each time they go to a wedding and they fall off the wagon, or they go to a party, or Christmas comes up. And, I'm just starting to work this week with someone who said to me, over Christmas, I so easily put on 7 pounds. And then come January, I feel awful about myself. So all these things are part of life. It's about how do you deal with them, and how do you not feel guilty, and how do you feel that it's part of life. So yeah. That's kind of where I'm coming from of my 5 steps. Is it's much more than just what you eat and how much you exercise.
Yeah, and I think that is really how it's been seen for so long with that, and we kind of like use the excuse, don't we? Sort of Christmas is coming, so if I lose all this weight beforehand, I can eat what I want at Christmas. And I'm not going to go put more weight on, but then you find you do put more weight on. So I mean, can you still sort of like have those indulgent treats at Christmas?
100%. So, Christmas is a time to be together with family, or any holiday. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas or something else, be it, just gone through Diwali this weekend. It's the opportunity to be together as a family, and food on those occasions are part of it. Now, the big question is, does it have to last 2 weeks, or could it just last 2 days? That's the first question. And even during those 2 weeks or during those 2 days, does it have to be as indulgent as what you've been used to so far? Or could you tone it a little bit down and still have the wow factor? Because eventually it is the whole meaning of it is the family coming together, or friends coming together, whatever the way there is the food aspect. But actually, if you think of Christmas lunch with turkey and vegetables, and it's actually the basic stuff.
Yeah.
is quite healthy. It's what happens all around. So could you swap certain things for a few healthier options? I mean, one of the things that I often do when I have friends around is I put out a beautiful fruit platter. And everyone is like, oh my God, that looks beautiful. Just because if you make it nice with all the colors, could that replace one of those desserts that you normally have? There's a few things. I mean, and Christmas is, a few days in the year. And one of the things that I would say coming up to Christmas is we've got 52 weeks. It's 52 weeks in a year. Take Christmas, take New Year, take Easter, take whatever holiday, by the way, you're celebrating. Take some holidays that you're going away, take a few birthdays, a few wedding parties that you go to. All in all, if you put them all together, there's about 6 weeks of the year, right? Give or take. You can't mess up what you do in 46 weeks of the year in 6 weeks' time that you just enjoy yourself. There's just no way.
That's
There's
actually a
no
brilliant way.
way.
That is a brilliant way of actually thinking about it. Yeah, because that kind of like takes the guilt thing away, isn't it? Because when you feel guilty, you then start thinking, oh well, you automatically you do kind of like stop the exercise either more because you feel guilty because you've done it, and you think, well, I've started now, so I might as well continue.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you actually think about it, yeah, maximum 6 weeks roughly through the year, you're kind of like not going to be eating as healthily or doing as much exercise as you would for those other 42 weeks. Yeah, that's a really good that's a really good tip and idea.
It just takes that pressure totally away from this whole stigma that we have about Christmas and unhealthy and diets and January comes and we have to go back, and it's just like it's part of life. So just go and enjoy it, knowing that, by the way, after Christmas you just go back to what you normally do.
Yeah, you're not really making any changes, you're just going back to
Yeah.
what you were doing beforehand. So how did the book come about?
So I absolutely thought it was time to share my message a bit further afield. And so I said at the beginning of last year, 2019, I said I would write a book. It was part of my vision board for the year. And somehow a month later, a friend of mine said, oh, I registered onto this book writing course. Why don't you join in? So I did. And yes, so my book came out the day after lockdown was announced in the UK, or the lockdown started in the UK. So bit bad timing, although it was all planned as good timing. But yeah, it kind of was a bit of unlucky timing, I would say. But it is what it is. The book is out. It's been read by quite a lot of people as well. And what's interesting is people who have read the book are telling me that it has totally taken away that pressure and that stress that they feel around weight loss and going on a diet.
Yeah, because I think sometimes the stress levels don't help, do they? When you're trying to, it kind of like sabotages it.
Totally. I mean, if you look at anything in life as something negative and hard and annoying and deprivation and all the stuff that comes with thinking of a diet, there's just no way that you're going to succeed. We don't want to do something that's hard. We don't want to do something that's negative. We don't want to do something that we're going to feel deprived or we can't do something. We, as natural, it's in our nature to want to rebel against things that we can't do. So it's about really looking at it in a totally different way. And when you look at it as part of your lifestyle, as part of who you become, and going step by step until you feel comfortable to do certain things, then that pressure and that negativity goes away, and it becomes just a part of you, really.
Yeah, only what 42 day 40 so 40
6 weeks, yeah, yeah,
6 weeks of the year, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, that kind of like makes sense. So would you say that that's kind of like with your clients, or what you've noticed around in the media and think, do you think that people have continued to be as healthy, or has it sort of like made them think less about doing it?
So you're probably going to have two different types of people. So some people that had a bit of a shock and said, this is my opportunity. But then you have what is being called now in the media as the COVID stone, where people have put at least a stone on during lockdown, only because they comfort ate or drank, or, if we remember in the UK and in other countries, to get hold of flour was a bit of a tricky one, because everyone started baking. And I'm one of those. I started baking sourdough as well, which is something I never knew how to do before. And last weekend, I practiced my croissant baking. So yeah, things that we never did before. But I personally think that working from home gives masses of opportunity to be healthier, masses of opportunity to cook from scratch, because you don't come home in the evening and are tired and can't be bothered and then end up ordering a takeaway. You are at home, you might as well put something on, on the hob while you're working, and just, have it ready for lunchtime or dinner time. So there are definitely some advantages from working from home. Obviously, yes, at the beginning, when kids were at home and people, had to homeschool at the same time, it was a tricky time. But the last few months, since the kids are back at school, there is just no excuse to not think, at least, on how can you use this time and this opportunity to become healthier, especially knowing that the healthier you are, the stronger your immune system is, the lower, I'm of a belief that at some point we will all catch COVID, at some point. How can you make sure that you're going to react as little as possible to the virus whenever you're going to catch it?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if you're healthy-ish, it's not going to be as bad. So, I mean, if there's one thing you would say that was most important exercise-wise for people, if they really wanted to exercise, what's the most important way of exercising?
One thing I would say when it comes to exercise is, don't think that you need to go to the gym to exercise. I tell this story over and over again, but I had one of my clients that came up to me, and I could see she wasn't enjoying it. I could see she wasn't. And after a few sessions, she was like, I don't want to do this exercise. Or, she became really a tough client to deal with. And I said to her, look, I can see you're not enjoying it. So let me give you your money back, but let's sit together and see, what would you like to do? What do you love doing? And she said, I want to go ballroom dancing. I love ballroom dancing. I said, okay, so promise me that you're going to find a course that you like and enjoy doing, and you're going to do it. And for years, obviously, she had to stop now with COVID, but for years, she's been going 2-3 times a week, ballroom dancing. Great exercise. Find something that you enjoy doing, because the chances of being consistent at it, and with any exercise or with anything in life, consistencies was going to make the difference between being successful or not. So if you do something that you enjoy doing, that's the most important thing. There is no right or wrong. It doesn't have to be an hour, even if it's just to start with 5 minutes regularly. Start with what you can start and build up.
Yeah, yeah, because I really am not a gym person. I really don't like gyms, but I like walking. So
Yeah, great.
that's my exercise rather than sort of like pounding on a treadmill or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh my God. Well, they call that the dread mill.
It is, yeah. I mean, I've done that in the past, and those what's it, step machines where we just
Yeah,
like, no, even sort of like with the TV program on or something, it's just like, God, this is so boring.
yeah. It's just, not everyone enjoys the gym. I'm kind of, in between, but I'm definitely not a gym bunny. Actually, gym bunnies do scare me, because I think it's just too much, and that's in my opinion. And there's no right or wrong. If you're a gym bunny, enjoy it, and you enjoy it, that's great. To me, it sounds scary to feel that you have to go every day. But I'm of the opinion that you can do something every day, but it definitely doesn't have to be the gym.
No, just something you enjoy, even if
Yeah,
it's dancing around the living room.
great. Put some music on,
Yeah,
go crazy.
yeah.
Definitely.
Or the hoovering, if you or
Yeah,
dusting, you can get your,
the ironing.
yeah,
step
I know.
step while you're on. There was
Yeah.
one day, so at the beginning of the year, I made a decision to walk every day at least half an hour. That was kind of my New Year's resolution. And one day it didn't stop raining. And I've been out in all kinds of weather, but this one day it was just awful. So I just said to myself, okay, I'm going to do some ironing tonight, and I'm going to step. And I managed to, uh, get about 6,000 steps while ironing, just stepping on the spots. And my legs were tired. It's great. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, just use whatever you can to actually do it. So, as you know, Anne, I do guided meditations and angel oracle card readings, and each week I like to ask my guests what they would like. So, Anne, would you like for yourself and those watching me to do a mini guided meditation or pull an oracle angel card?
I'd love an angel card, actually.
Okay, we can do that. That's no problem. So just cleanse and bless the cards. Now, as you know, when I do the cards, I don't actually predict the future. I do the cards for what you need to know in your present, because I believe that everything should be like yourself, everything should be in the present and what we're doing now. So, although I work with the past, when I work with the past, it's to clear the past so you can be fully present. And when I work with the future, it's so that if you're not worried about your future, you can be fully present now. So, it's always what we need to know for our highest good at this moment in time. So, what does Anne and everyone who's watching this need to know for the highest good? So, Anne, what I would like you to do is just tell me when you would like me to stop moving the cards.
Stop. You're
Yeah.
smiling.
I just love the way the cards come out. So we've got impasse, reflect and redirect your energy, which ties in
Interesting.
really nicely with what we've actually been talking about today, and actually confirmation that you can actually redirect your energy to do something that is can still help you, but it doesn't have to be what you think it has to be to do it. Like going to a gym, you can go walking or doing the housework. And it's also saying, reflect on what you've been doing at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and actually look at little ways around to actually change things slightly, to actually move yourself forward a little bit more.
It's very interesting because when I speak to clients, I always say, okay, let's review your habits around everything. Because if you don't know what you're currently doing, you can't move forward. Then look at those habits that help you, look at those that don't help you, look at those that you know are going to help you, but you don't have yet. And let's focus on those to move yourself forward. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes absolute sense. So it's brilliant that that card came out for both you and everyone who's watching this show. So, Anne, do you have any thoughts or insights to leave our viewers?
So talking about this is, most people, when they think of weight loss, they just jump into stuff and they just run with something, be it a diet or be it a program or whatever. But unless you know and you reflect on why you're doing certain things, you're never going to be successful long term, because those really nicely ingrained habits that you have, the good and the bad ones, you need to understand where they're coming from. And if you don't understand where they're coming from, the fact that you today doing something different is not going to help you, because the minute you're going to hit a stumbling block of one way or of one sort or another, you're going to revert to what you were doing before. So understanding and reflecting back is massively, massively important. And the one thing I would say is, remember that you don't have to do it alone. And as women, it is very, very hard for us to ask for help.
Yes.
But, we're not superwoman. We can ask for help. We don't need to do it all alone. And I think that's massively important.
Yeah, that's a very good insight to leave people to leave women with, because yeah, we do have a habit of thinking, yeah, we can do everything ourselves. We don't need anybody else. That's really, really good insight. So, do you ever eat Haribo's anymore?
I do sometimes, yes. There are some days where I'm kind of, and it, especially when I have a day that I haven't eaten well. So again, it's one of those things that I had to reflect on is, what takes me to the Haribo's. And one of those things is, if I don't eat well during the day, they will call my name and I might do anything and everything just to go and get a pack.
So, so you listen out for the Anne. Anne.
Yes, yes.
So, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this and found it insightful, and the words of wisdom Anne has given you will help you further on your journey. So, Anne, if people want to connect with you, how do they do that?
Social media. So, just search my name and be it Facebook, be it Instagram, be it Twitter, LinkedIn, and obviously my website. I also do have a Facebook group called It's Not About the Scales, where I go live every Tuesday morning and impart a few thoughts that I have that week. And obviously throughout the week, everyone posts, I post, and we kind of inspire each other to take action.
That's brilliant. And what I'll do is I'll put all the links in the comments once the show's finished, so people can just click on it and go straight to those pages without actually having to go and search for them. And that. So, if you have reached a crossroads in your life and need help finding your destiny and getting clear on your path, then I would love to be that guide for you. Please feel free to reach out and connect with me, and we can arrange a free 20 to 30-minute video call to find out more about each other and how I can help you on your journey and take charge of your destiny. And of course, if you want to join a really great community, then my Angel Wings membership community is open, where you get a chance to grow with angels, ascended masters, gods, goddesses, oracle cards, you name it, and other members to help spread your wings and soar. And of course, if you want to sign up to my weekly newsletter on my website, you do get some free gifts to help you de-stress your life. So thank you so much, Anne, for being on the show. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to everyone who's watched this live or who is watching the replay. And don't forget, if you are watching the replay, you can still leave comments and ask questions, as Anne and I will be checking back into it. And of course, I would like to invite you to share this video, as I'm sure there are more women who feel lost and want to get clear on their destiny, just like you. And if you are watching this on YouTube, then please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified of all future shows and everything else that I do on YouTube, including guided meditations, future life, past life, angelic reiki, etc. And Debbie says, thank you. Thank you, Debbie, for watching. It's been brilliant. I hope you've got some great insights from this show. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anne. And I will see you all next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye.